Life in the SEC West. MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football, breaking down the Ole Miss Rebels. We got Jake Evans on the line from the Rebel Walk, an excellent site for the latest on Ole Miss athletics. Of course, we talk nothing but football here. And you see this Rebel blue on here, Jake?
There we go. I love it.
We're looking good for today's conversation here. So when I mention life in the SEC West, that's just not on the field. Of course, that's in the recruiting rankings. Number 11 in the SEC. That's still top 25 of the nation. But, you know, we've talked about that in the past. Your thoughts about the current class, and then we'll move on to some of the targets, some of the guys still out there that Matt Luke's going after.
Yeah, we talked about this last time, like you said. 25th in the country is only 11th best in the SEC, which is just kind of wild, and that's kind of part of it, which is, that's what makes the competition so great. But the Rebs there was a few guys at the early signing period that they missed out on, a couple big in-state guys that they were really counting on that would have helped out this class a whole lot. But, all things considered, the class is still looking pretty good heading into, the last week here before signing day next Wednesday.
Yeah, we're looking at 11 guys already enrolled,
right?
Which is, I'm looking at these lists every day with about 7 or 8 of your types from various teams, and that's one of the highest numbers I've seen. We got 14 other guys signed for national letters of intent, 3 hard commits right now that haven't signed, but at least the folks at 247 are pretty confident that they will sign in Oxford. All right. When you look at who's still left out there, who is still on the fence?
Well, there's a few guys a few guys in state that the Rebs are still looking at that are going to be huge if they can get them to come through. The big guy right now that they're looking at, an in-state guy, Jamon Gordon. He's a big defensive end. He's about 60-40 crystal ball right now on 247 between Ole Miss and Auburn, with Ole Miss in the lead. He'd be huge, especially with the Rebs looking to move towards a 3-4 this year with the new defensive coordinator. He'd be huge. And then, like we said, they added a few guys on the defensive side of the ball that have already enrolled here in the last month. And then there's a few guys on campus this week. Don't want to get hopes up too high, but there's a few guys that are committed to other places and that are still kind of on the fence that were in Oxford this weekend, and I think there were 6 or 7 total. All visits, all signs point to the visits going well, meeting the players and the coaches and everything. It all seemed to go according to plans. So we're looking good here heading into this last week, and we're hoping that we can add a few more to cap off this class here next Wednesday.
Talking Ole Miss football with Jake Evans from the Rebel Walk. He and Evie doing a fine job with the rest of the staff there covering Ole Miss athletics.